Nobody does.
Join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you everyone for coming. Roll call please.
Mayor Barbara Yapi. Here. Mayor Pro Tem Bob Davis.
Here.
Commissioner Tom Blount.
Here.
Commissioner Stu Davis.
Here.
Commissioner Joe DeLuca.
Here.
Commissioner Al Ramirez.
Present.
Commissioner Luke Stimpian.
Here.
City Manager Craig Morgan.
Here.
Interim Police Chief Charles Rushton.
Here.
Code Enforcement Officer Charles Cooper.
Here.
Thank you. We don't have any changes to the agenda, correct?
No.
Okay, all right. I would entertain a motion for approve the agenda as written.
I move to approve the agenda as written.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the approval of the consent agenda items. Are there any questions for Craig? Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
I move to approve consent agenda items,
I'll second.
including the payment of $396,651.03.
I'll second.
Roll call please.
Davis.
Yes.
Stimpian.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yes.
Blount.
Yes.
DeLuca.
Yes.
Ramirez.
Yes.
Yapi.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So next we have citizens from the floor. If anyone would like to come up and speak, you've all heard me say this before, so everyone's allowed 5 minutes. In the event that you need to finish your thought, I'll be happy to let you do that. So please would step to the podium and give us your name and the address.
Rob Leddy, 2455 Beacon Drive. I'm here in a chamber capacity. We've got our garage sale mania this weekend. We've got flyers if anybody wants one. There's also some available in the city office there. And it's a live updated map if anybody's late entrance into the map. Our online map is updated as they come in. So as always, just go to the chamber's website, click on garage sale mania, it pulls up the map, and it's live for the most recent registered address and stuff.
Wonderful, thank you. Anyone else? Okay, seeing no one, then at this point, we would do a guest speaker. I don't think we have a guest speaker, do we?
No district.
Okay, department head. So, police department and code enforcement, please. Somebody,
Good card, who's it goes?
I'm here concerning, touch on some concerns with a piece of property, 445 West 4th Street. This has been something that's been in the works for almost a year. It's a house where they built a garage and a shed. They were supposed to put a house out front, they never did. They once had a hole there. I told the gentleman, his name is Jose, am I allowed to say his name out in public like this?
you know what, he's the property owner, yes.
Okay, well, I'll just use his first name then.
Okay,
Jose, did fill the hole. Unfortunately, I thought common sense meant once you fill the hole, you would level it out and take care of the landscaping. I didn't go into that much detail with him, which was probably my mistake, because he didn't do any of that. So, this is how things have proceeded since then. I sent out a letter, certified mail, along with a ticket to him concerning that on June 26th of last year. I happened to see him on the property on July 2nd that year, spoke to him, told him about all the violations and that they needed to be taken care of in a timely fashion, which is generally 10 days. If somebody asks for extension, if they can't get it within 10 days, sometimes we do allow that if the circumstances permit. Well, what happened after that? From what I've been told, he got picked up by ICE, which At the time, I talked to Chief Selby, I said, the homeowner has been picked up by ICE, what do we do? Chief Selby said, well, I'm not sure what we do about it. He goes, we'll sit and wait and see what happens. So we waited to see what happens. He eventually did come back into the country. Whether he's legal here or not, I don't know. To be honest with you, I really don't care because that's his issues, that doesn't concern me. But when he finally did, or at least when the information got to me that he was back in the country, it was the dead of winter. I understand, and I'm sure everybody else here, you can't move frozen ground. So I waited until spring, and it was told to me that he was on the property, so on March 30th, I went to him, said, this needs to get taken care of, because he also has the trailer that sits on the corner of Handley and 4th Street. So I told Jose, I said, I understand the ground's probably still frozen, but as soon as it's unfrozen, you need to fix everything here. And I pointed everything out, and there's multiple things. I said, it also appears you're running a business out of here. You can't do that either. I said, if you want to run a business, you have to go somewhere where it's zoned for this. This is zoned residential. And I told him, first thing you need to do is move that trailer. I said, if you do that, then in good faith, we'll feel that you will probably move ahead with the other stuff. I said, I know you can't move the dirt, but you can move the trailer. I said, get the trailer out of there. You have 10 days to do that, which he did not. He didn't do anything else. So on April 16th of this year, I sent him his second ticket, along with a certified letter, giving him 10 days to take care of everything. So at this point, what we're doing is we are waiting to get either the signed card back that he received, the certified letter, or the certified letter back that he either refused it or didn't pick it up. Once we get that information back, which hopefully should be within, I would hope, the next week, week and a half, we can then proceed legally with him. We'll subpoena him, drag him into court, and he can explain to the judge.
So what would you be asking the court to do?
Well, see, I want to get everything fixed. Christine Anderson, the attorney, she knows more of the legalities of that than I do. So usually when we do this, Christine does the vast majority of the talking. And she will let him know exactly what needs to be done, and she will know what recourse we have if he digs in his heels and doesn't do it. I, myself, am hoping he doesn't show up, because then we would get a default judgment. And at that point, we would find out from Christine what we can do to move forward to get this situation taken care of. Because it does need taken care of.
Great, thank you very much
Okay.
for that report. Does anybody have?
Anybody got questions? Sorry.
Yeah, Craig, now, it says, for example, they don't clean up. I think in past practice, we've taken care of it ourselves and we just put the bill on a tax roll. Is that correct, or?
That's an option, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Just so that we can get it quickly remedied,
Mhm.
so.
And again, I think they're looking for a court order to allow you to
To
move the
Right.
trailer, right?
Yeah.
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 Now, if he shows up at court, then Christine will talk to him, and she will give him a
Right.
timeline
Right.
in which to
Yeah.
do things. And then if he doesn't, then we proceed from there. So usually the courts will, and I know you guys probably don't want to hear this, they usually will give you like 60 days to do something on that.
Sure.
Now, you may not, that may not make everybody happy, but unfortunately, that is kind of the way it works. So.
Any other questions?
The other problem that we do want to address is the trailer issue. Approximately 10 years ago, the courts ruled that we no longer can go on private property to remove a vehicle like that without a court order. So whether or not he complies,
Yeah.
we will be seeking a court order to have that removed and allowed to be impounded from private property.
Yes, and just to let you know, when I ticketed him and sent the letter, the trailer was included with all of that too. So everything was covered. And Lonnie has been made aware that he's possibly running a business out of there. So Lonnie, the head of the CCA, is, I believe, moving forward to prevent all that. But like I said, after I had that talk with him, from what I've heard from people that go back and forth there a lot of the activity that was going on there that made it look like a business has either ceased or slowed down considerably.
Just, and I don't mean to put either of it on the spot, but for anybody in the room who doesn't know, can you give us a little background, or at least the police department's view of what code enforcement is and their role and goal? Just, it doesn't have to be detailed, just a brief overview.
Yeah, obviously, possibly taking over for Chief Selby, I believe that's further down in the agenda today. One of the things I want to emphasize is the neighborhoods throughout the city. I think they, driving around, some of the minor things have been neglected. I think one of the things we want to work on is shorten up the process. As Charlie mentioned, we do like to give warnings, we do like to give people a chance to clean up their properties. But in this circumstance, unfortunately, this is from July of last year, so we're going on 10 months. And unfortunately, one of the biggest things we want to do is to speed up this process. And if citizens need help with cleaning up their property, try to get them in touch with resources. I know through some of the churches in town, we did have a cleanup, I believe it was last weekend or 2 weekends ago. Try to get them in touch with churches or other organizations that can help them out with that.
Yeah. And we have no problem taking somebody to court, because I'm going to court tomorrow morning for 2 of the issues in town that most people probably are familiar with. I won't mention the addresses, but taking people to court is not a problem.
We have about 30% of our property, rental properties in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Does that include taking care of their yard, their lawns, and every other thing?
Absolutely, yeah. As a matter of fact, now's the time when I will get a lot busier, because
Oh, you gonna look at the backyards?
oh, yeah, yeah. And as a matter of fact, one of the things I learned early on in this job is you just can't tell people to mow the lawn. You actually have to explain to them, you have to mow the whole lawn. Because one of the people I'm taking to court tomorrow mows 2 sides of his lawn where the roads are, so ostensibly it looks mowed. But when you go back on the other side, his poor neighbors have to deal with it, and he has other issues, and I've been years trying to get this taken care of, and he's gonna be in court tomorrow, and he's gonna have to do something, otherwise it's, I hate to use the word ugly, but, we have to do something. People shouldn't have to live next door to a junkyard.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
Thank you.
Very much appreciate your efforts. Anybody else? Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have a public hearing in regards to the budget. And so if anyone would like to make a motion to accept the notices of publications, please.
Yes, I would make the motion to enter the notices and publications for the budget public hearing into the record.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are going to start the public hearing at 7:14 p.m. So, Craig.
Again, I'll let Dawn do it, she's got her notes in front of her.
So we had our budget workshop posted, and it was held on March 30th, and all commissioners were present. And then we had our public hearing was, with all the information was posted on our website on April 15th. It was also published in the local papers on both April 15th and April 22nd with all the information. And then we had the full draft budget on the counter available for any public that wanted to come in to view it. And that was all listed in the public notice that was published. So here we are today.
Great. Would anyone like to come up and ask questions or comments? seeing none, I'll close the public hearing at 7:15. And so, at this point then, we do need a resolution, that has to be very specific as to how it's stated, so you may want to look at your blue sheets.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2026-06 to adopt fiscal year 2026-2027 budget, set sporting millage rates, and include exemptions of PA 152 of 2011.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Blount,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes. Thank you. Great, resolution passes. We have under 10A city-owned properties, we actually do not have an update as far as the community center. So we will move on to 10B, the NIA board appointments. This was deferred from the April 21st city commission meeting. And what we now have are 7 different applications for the NIA. I will tell you that the mayor, not me specifically, the position of mayor does need to be on the NIA according to state statute. Just like I'm required to be on the planning commission, I'm required to be on the DDA. And so, as I said, it's not me personally, it is the mayor in general. So, what we have is we have all the applications for the 7 people that have applied. We can have up to 9. I will tell you that this was the most publicized position that I can remember, because starting back in November, we started asking people to please apply, and that it was published in the newspaper. Commissioner Davis brought it up several times. Commissioner Ramirez mentioned at the last meeting, you know, please get involved. And so we now have, as I said, we have 7 applications. And so it would be my request that we approve all 7. And so there would actually be 8. There would be the mayor's position and 7. But at this point, if anyone wants to make a motion, we can then discuss.
I'd like to have the names listed, read.
Absolutely. It's on here. And the names are actually, the position of mayor, John Moyer, Marshall Lacrosse, Robert Meddy, Catherine Manoli, Walter Bargan, Robert Tanis, and Luke Stempien. So, at this point, obviously, we have 2 members that are sitting up here, so I don't know if either one of you have anything you would like to say.
Yes, before any discussion or voting begins on the matter, I would request that I be removed from the voting process because I am one of the applicants on there. So would anybody want to motion to have me go step
So
outside?
moved.
And I will tell you that there's absolutely no financial benefit. That's usually generally the issue as far as getting to. And there's absolutely no financial benefit. Sorry for those of you that are back there who applied.
Sorry.
But, so Stu has made the motion to allow Luke to be able to be recused. Is there a second?
I'll support it, but, yes, yeah.
Okay, well, so we've got a motion and support, and then we would actually need to take a vote as to whether we'd ask Mr. Stempien to recuse himself. So, I guess we need a roll call.
We do.
Am I allowed to ask a question before that happens?
Oh, yes.
Does he have to go out? I mean, even,
No, the motion
There's
doesn't have
no-
to be supported.
okay,
And so, depending on how the vote goes, he would have to leave or not.
so I can vote against my,
Yes.
just wanna make sure.
It happens.
I wanna do something illegally.
No.
So roll call, please.
Davis,
Yes.
Blount,
No.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Stempien,
No.
Tanis,
No.
DeLuca,
No. Thank you. Okay.
So is it my turn to do the
It
same thing?
is your turn.
It's my turn.
Yep.
I would like to be excused from the voting on this too.
So, is there a motion? Hearing none, then you both are allowed to stay on and vote.
It must have been hard to not support that.
Right. Let it fly, let it slide.
Okay, so at this point then, is there a motion to approve the appointments? We can do the motion and then we can have discussion.
I motion to approve the following appointments, the NIA Neighborhood Improvement Authority, the position of Mayor, John Moyer, Marshall LaCrosse, Rob Meddy, Catherine Manoli, Walter Bargan, Bob Canis, and Luke Stempian.
Support.
Okay, roll call please.
You have any discussion?
I'm sorry, hello, discussion? Questions?
No, I'm just glad to see that everybody, you know, that there were more people wanting to step up. I mean, obviously, myself, we wanted to see this happen, but, you know, from going to 3 to having 2 others besides us come and join us, we're really happy to see that. So we're just looking forward to doing some good for the residents this year.
Great. Anything else? Okay, then, now roll call please.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Blount,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes,
Thank you.
wonderful. Thank you, everyone, for stepping up. I really do appreciate that. Okay, so next we have the first reading of the zoning ordinance amendment 6.1.8. Landscaping is recommended by the planning commission.
So you did see this, and the planning commission has already went through all of the items on here, and they've approved the items in red and the ones that are struck from here. This was an intense process. They reviewed everything, and this is their recommendation to move forward with the landscaping ordinance number 6.1.8. And this is only the first reading.
Other questions?
What sparked this whole big change? 'Cause this is a lot.
Well, I can actually speak to that. What happened was that there were concerns from some developers that they were having to, as they said, put in a large number of trees, a large number of shrubs, and they thought that perhaps this might be dissuading some developers from wanting to come in because of the landscaping they had to do. So this was a relatively small change, but it was a reduction and allows the planning commission to be able to have more control, to be able to look at a particular property and decide whether that's appropriate.
So it'll be individually checked and not just, not a broad sweep of less than. Each property will be individually looked at if there's a change.
Yes. Any other questions?
Who advised them on this, but,
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
okay, good.
That's the way trim.
Yeah, so,
And she did look at surrounding communities to compare.
no. It's smart,
Yeah.
very smart.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so would anyone like to make a motion?
I'd make a motion for the first reading zoning ordinance amendment 6.1.8 landscaping as recommended by the planning commission. So to accept the first reading of the zoning ordinance amendment 6.1.8 landscaping, sorry, I already said that, so. It's,
I will second that.
it was doubled, sorry.
I'm sorry, was there a second? Okay. Do we need a roll call?
We should. Blount,
Yes.
Stempien,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Tanis,
Yes.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes, sorry.
Yaki.
Yes.
Thank you.
next, new business, police chief appointment, correct?
Again, Ed, I would like to ask the board to approve my recommendation to make Chief Rushton the permanent chief for the City of Imlay City Police Department.
As you may all know, when we were here a couple weeks ago, there was a very strong letter of support from the police union, and basically, as I understand it, every single one of the officers.
Correct.
So, so any questions? Okay, would anyone like to make a motion?
Yes, I would. I'd motion to approve the appointment of Charles Rushton as the Emily City Police Chief as recommended by City Manager Horton.
Unanimous.
I think Alex.
I think that was.
You
most
applaud
of
it.
it.
Unanimous.
Roll call, please.
DeLuca,
Yes.
Ramirez,
Yes.
Fabian,
Yes.
Stannis,
Yes.
Plum,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Yaki.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. We are so happy to have you here.
Seriously, that's good.
Now you can leave, see?
I'll do it brief. One, I would like to obviously thank the commission, and all the city manager, all the city employees for their support. Obviously, most of you guys know I recently had a tragedy at home. A few weeks ago, my wife passed away. I felt the most incredible amount of support from not only everyone that works here in the city, that's appointed by the city, but also just from the citizens. Many people come up, stop, talk to me, whether I was out walking or I was here for Cinco de Mayo on Saturday. Probably 15 or 20 people stopped me. So I'm just blessed to be working in a community like this, and I'd like to thank everybody.
Next we have the 11B special event permit in regard to sidewalk sales. Ricky? Bob? I'm not exactly sure.
So, the DDA asked us to put in a special event app for 3, I believe, sidewalk sale dates throughout the summer. So that the businesses can come outside and enjoy the fresh air like we used to. So, that's where we're starting.
That's great. Absolutely.
Any questions?
Where to get the sidewalk?
What did you say? Where the sidewalk?
Where
Well, we get the sidewalk.
Thank you, Vicky. So is there a motion?
I motion to approve this special event permit 2026-04 sidewalk sales sponsored by the Emily City Chamber of Commerce.
Support.
Thank you. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have our second citizens from the floor, if anyone would like to come up and speak.
You knew I wasn't gonna get out of here without talking.
Charlie, we would have been disappointed.
Okay. Welcome, Chief. This is a great city. I've lived here for 63 years. Woo. Got some other ones that's been here. My old neighbor. So, another thing I wanted to bring up on 4th Street, I know I'm just driving that because that was my home. The problem I see is when that house went down, was there an ordinance or something stating that they had to rebuild in that place of the house that was there? Was there anything that was on that
I don't know of any ordinance. See, it came down before I started here, but I don't think there's really an ordinance that once a house comes down, that it necessarily has to be immediately replaced.
Okay.
You know, because
I had
otherwise,
people ask me, that's why I was like.
yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if
That
they
becomes
did.
a giant financial burden on that person, and I don't think we can legally force them to do it.
Right, that's, Stu's right on that, I mean,
Yeah,
you know.
I was just asking.
Yeah, you know, because the insurance may pay for some of it. I know if it's a rental property, the homeowner only gets 67% of the value of the house
Right.
if it burns down or something happens to it, so you're right, Stu, that sometimes that can be a burden on somebody. But I don't know, you know, I've gone over the ordinances in this city front and back, and I don't know if any ordinance says, once, I mean, you do have to clear it, you can't leave it in shambles on property, but there's nothing that says that you have to put a structure back there.
Okay.
It's nice if they did. but
Yeah.
They don't have
Can
to.
we have a legal department check it?
Well, again, a perfect example, and again, we're not supposed to discuss in public time, but, a perfect example is the other property where the trailer is, and that's where the house burnt down. They're not required to build another house there. There's no law that says you have to put another house up.
So I guess,
Essentially, it's just a vacant lot.
The problem here is that they had a hole in the ground for a long time, it was a safety hazard, and when they filled it in, they didn't fill it in completely, they didn't level the
Right.
ground. Again, where the trailer is, they at least fill that in, there's
Yeah.
grass growing, you know, nobody's gonna fall in a pit there, and they have a number of other issues at the.
Well, at that corner, the issue is they don't have a permanent dwelling there. They have a temporary dwelling. And you can have a temporary dwelling there, but only for so long. It can't be years. If I remember, I think it's about 30 days is the maximum you can have a temporary dwelling on an empty lot. Now, in the beginning, originally Jose said, well, I'm staying there, but we're building a house there, and we're like, well, if you're gonna put a house there, you know, that would be great, and we were hoping for that, but, you know, he's been promising me for 3 years there was gonna be a house there, and I've seen nothing to.
And last time I talked to him when he first moved in,
Mm-hmm.
I walked him just to see, hey, you know, what's your ideas for the property? I mean, I mowed that lawn forever.
I know.
Let's put it that way, but just an idea and a thought because of that, you know, so. That's all I have, so
Yeah.
thanks, guys.
Thank you, Treasurer.
Hello, everybody. I'm here to speak on behalf of Scott and Amy Stone, who couldn't be here tonight because they're in golf. He asked if I could share the grand opening of SIP in Michigan. It's at 219 East 3rd Street. They will have their grand opening Saturday, the 23rd, from 12 p.m. to 10 p.m. And it will also be hosting a soft opening for City Commission and members of your family to come check it out. So he just wanted me to share the news that they're finally ready to open and getting product, and are really excited.
Very exciting.
The Saturday the 23rd is their official grand opening. They have a ribbon cutting set up with the DDA. And the soft opening will be the week before, so you guys will be getting an invite from Scott and Amy themselves
Is
for
he gonna-
whatever night, the city night is.
Do you know, is he gonna apply to be part of the social district?
He is, he cannot be a part of the social district until he gets his hard liquor license. Right now it's contingent.
Okay.
So they said within possibly 30 days to 3 months. So as soon as they get the hard license, they will be able to be part of the social district. They have the stickers and everything ready, so. And I'm not part owner or anything, I'm just a family member. I'm self-proclaimed taste testing team, so whatever.
Hey, you better get some drinks out of this deal.
I know, right? You guys know how it is.
Anyone else? Okay. I believe we have a closed session. And city manager time, do you have anything you need to tell us?
I think we're good.
Okay, Commissioner time. Commissioner Ramirez. Commissioner Stepien.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
no thanks.
No thanks. Okay, Commissioner Wild.
Welcome, chief. It's good to have you aboard.
Thank you.
Commissioner Luca.
I echo the same, welcome, chief.
Same here,
Mayor Pro Tem.
same here, and thank you all for coming out.
You know, this last week has been awesome in Italy City. I will tell you that there was the tree giveaway that was done in the community center. That was great. Many hats off to Rob Meddy, who's sitting there in the front row, for putting together a reality check at the high school. I don't know if you guys know what this was. This was a program for the seniors where they actually had some, I guess I'd call it semi-real life experience. They were given a checkbook and they had randomly been assigned as to whether they were married, whether they had children. And so their family size could have been anything from 1 to, I saw 6 at one point. And this was all done, it was Rob's brainchild, but it was done by the Imlay City Area Chamber of Commerce. You guys did a phenomenal job. The students then had to go, because we had, I say we, my husband and I were there, we were part of the utilities, anyway. And so the students had to go first and figure out what their housing was, as to whether they were gonna buy a house, or what was the cost of that, or they were gonna rent a place. And then they had to come and figure out what their utilities were gonna be based upon their family size and what they decided. They had to go and buy groceries, and they had to write a check at every single place. And so, there was Tri-County Bank, right, that came up with the checkbooks. They were real checkbooks, I mean, obviously not real as far as the actual accounts, but, and then, you know, they could go and they could decide, okay, do they really want the Mustang? And how much that cost? Or were they gonna buy a much more reasonable car? And so it was a great experience for them to go from table to table to table to be able to figure out exactly what they needed to do. And I will tell you that one young lady came back to our table afterwards and she said, I did my whole budget and I figured out I can't actually afford internet, so I've got to take internet off. But for these kids, I think it was great. So it was great.
That's cool.
The only thing I want to add to that is for the senior class, we did draw one check at random of all the checks that were written. None of the seniors knew this ahead of time, because we didn't want that impacting how many checks they wrote, because we didn't require it, we just encouraged it for them to get practice. We drew one at random at the end, and we would be presenting a $500 scholarship to that student at the awards night.
Great job.
Wow.
Great
Anybody
job.
bounce a check?
I'm not done running all the numbers yet.
So this was done with the freshmen previously, and then these were the seniors, and then basically intention to do it every year and see how much they learn. So it was great. So that was on Friday. The tree giveaway was on Friday. Palmer House had their ribbon cutting, historic Palmer House, and that house looks amazing. And they now have been approved to be a bed and breakfast. And so that was fun. And then Saturday was Cinco de Mayo, which was amazing. This year, it was so great. It was so different than last year. I'm not gonna say last year was bad, I'm just gonna say this year was so much better. So we had these 4 amazing things happen within a really short period of time in Imlay City. And it was just great. That's, you know, I just wanted to say that. And Chief Rushton, we are so happy to have you here. So, thank you. So, that's all I've got. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Great.